Before Rosehill Racecourse had a $5 billion price tag, it was and always will be priceless. It was pride, identity, home, not in bricks and mortar, but in memory, spirit, and ritual. Let me speak to you today at this community forum, not just as a trainer, not just as Chris Waller, but as a proud Western Sydney local for over 20 years, someone who's built a life, a career, and an ongoing future right here at Rosehill. Rosehill is where I came to dream, to celebrate, to believe. Golden slipper day as a kid, holding onto my grandfather's hand, chips in one hand, ticket in the other. It wasn't a day out, it was belonging. This is a place where teenagers felt closer to greatness than ever before, where first kisses were sparked, where hope always returned. And for many, it became their final wish, because what kind of a place must it be for someone to say, scatter my ashes here? Not a beach, not a garden, here on sacred turf, because Rosehill wasn't sacred, it was soul. You can't replicate that in a real estate brochure, you can't mass produce magic, and you certainly can't bulldoze belonging and expect it to bloom again. The soul of Rosehill is under threat. A short-sighted government is pressuring the ATC under our very noses to surrender this place back to developers. Tonight, we fight back the proposed sale with vigour. Rosehill isn't just a racetrack, it's a 140-year-old living time capsule. You can't move the treasured facility to Penrith and expect it to be the same. You can't relocate legacy. This is where generations of families stood at the same rail, cheering on horses that define our decades, where fathers passed binoculars to sons, the ladies dressed up for fashions on the field. This isn't nostalgia, it's identity. It's one of the last cultural homes left for Australian racing, and when places like this go, a part of our national character goes with it. Once it's sold, it's gone forever. Your future generations will never experience the thrill of the track. Moving the racecourse to Penrith is not practical. The industry and my training operation cannot shift thousands of horses, staff, fans, and businesses like boxes. The infrastructure isn't there. Penrith would become a living nightmare. The extra travelling to Penrith would add even more stress to my staff and create more congestion on our roads. The move to Penrith would be devoid of passion or spirit. This is not a feasible solution. It's yet another smokescreen. And of course, they'll tell you, but it'll solve the housing crisis. Sure, we need more homes. No one's denying that. But tearing down our heritage to cram in high-rises isn't a solution. It's desperation. This isn't smart planning. It's vandalism in a suit, pretending to care. You don't solve one crisis by bulldozing the heart of our community. The developers, they don't care about moral standards. They are solely driven for profits. They just want to build a cramming apartment mini-city into our very own backyard of Parramatta, all for the greedy pursuit of profits. The apartments will be claustrophobic and cheaply built. However, there is a better solution. Politicians, prioritise regional growth. Whenever I visit towns like Wagga, Dubbo, Orange to sell up my horses, the locals are begging for investment, for people, for livelihood in their community to return. This is how to solve the housing crisis. These towns already have the established schools, infrastructure, hospitals, industries for living standards all to prosper. In just 3 months, 64% of Australians who left the capital city were leaving Sydney, more than anywhere else. And where'd they go? 40% settled in regional New South Wales. This is a clear message. People are ready for regional growth. Regional New South Wales has already been allocated 55,000 new homes, a clear sign that growth is real, demand is rising, and the solution lies beyond Sydney's borders. Selling Rosehill won't solve the crisis, but regional growth will. Ultimately, if Rosehill falls, what's next? Randwick, the SCG, the Opera House? Well, when everything's for sale, nothing is safe. The precedent here is stark. The government is looking for its next target. Fellow community members here today, we need your unwavering objection. Continue to despise the ATC executives who are not representing our members' responsible view. Let's call this for what it is. A real estate cash grab, a betrayal disguised of progress. They toss around a $5 billion figure like it's fact, but where's the proof? No breakdown, no business case, no financial modelling. Just a magic number designed to shut people up and win cheap headlines. The ATC isn't making decisions for its members, it's being steamrolled. And the government, they're not building for you. They're just helping out the developers with deep pockets and foreign buyers waiting on the runway. And let's be clear, the eventual absurd profit from building the towers isn't coming to you. It's going to developers of foreign vulturous investment firms. And when they're done, what will be left? Cheap towers, offshore buyers, a vanished legacy, an ill-designed wreck of apartments skylining our once beloved Sydney. Yes, they'll say, but it'll create more housing. I'll remind you to ask yourself today, critically, at what cost? At the cost of a place where ashes were scattered, where champions were made, where I was a kid with no money, no name, stood at a stands rail and said, maybe this can be me. Rosehill gave me a chance. It gave thousands of us a chance. This isn't turf. It's trust. It's tradition. It's home. This is our Rosehill. Because if Rosehill falls, it won't be a victory for housing. It will only be a tragic defeat for heritage. Don't be a bystander, and we won't let this sale happen. The sale shall be scratched.